Welcome back, my sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy, my husband is Paul, and we are so happy you have joined us today. Today is Tuesday, which means it's viewer choice or challenge, where our viewers get to pick the theme of our video. We have jam-packed our video again. We are going to be showing you some warm weather salads. We're going to show you how to make a double chocolate trifle. We're going to show you how to harvest your basil to keep that plant lush and giving you basil for many months. And we're also going to take you to our post-Memorial Day party and share some fun there. So sit back, relax. We hope this video is an encouraging one. I want to start the video by giving a big thank you shout out to Janelle and Catherine, who suggested a video on some warm weather meals, something that they can make that won't heat up the kitchen too much and still be delicious, economical, and we've got two of those for you today. I do want to preface this by saying you are paying too much money right off the bat if you are buying pre-made summer salads at the deli or in the grocery store. I can guarantee you you are overspending on those items. I say all the time, please get back to scratch cooking, and this is a perfect example. Convenience foods like pre-made deli salads, potato, pasta, coleslaw that you buy in those tubs, look at the ingredients first off. Some scary stuff in there, number one. Number two, you are paying for all the liquid in those salads, the heavy mayos, the extra water that comes out of those salads. Honestly, pick one up and just look at it and put it back down, come home and make your own. And prices are going up on those items drastically. When you think of taking a box of pasta, a full pound box of pasta in the store is about $1. And then we're going to show you how to add bits and pieces to that pasta salad to make it over the top delicious. So we're going to turn this camera around, get into the kitchen, and here's our first warm weather salad, and it is called pasta antipasto salad. Here you go. This is a perfect salad for summertime. You can call it clean out the fridge antipasto pasta salad. So what I did was start with a box of rotini, which is like spiral pasta, but whatever you prefer. But this really is great because it holds the dressing within all those little spirals. So I boiled a pound of pasta and I let it cool. Before I let it cool, I added about a tablespoon of olive oil to it so it wouldn't stick together. And there you go, beautiful non-stick pasta. Then what you're going to add to this pound of cooked pasta is totally up to you. This is for my post-Memorial Day party. So what we've got here is about 3 carrots grated, about a half a cup of olives chopped up, 3 small stalks of celery. Add whatever kind of cheese you have. My family loves goat cheese, so I'm going to add a little bit of goat cheese to this. Add whatever kind of cheese you have. American, cheddar, Swiss, whatever. And then whatever kind of meat. I'm making this a little bit closer to a true antipasto, so I bought about a quarter pound of hard salami, and I chopped that up as well. Now I have a vegetarian coming to the party, so I put this in a separate dish so it wouldn't touch the other food, and I also will take hers out before I add the salami. So that is it. But the great thing about this is switch it up, add any kind of meat, any kind of cheese you have. For dressing, you can use your basic olive oil and vinegar dressing that you make from scratch with Italian herbs. We just happen to have a half a bottle of Caesar, so that's what I'm going to use. So let's start putting this salad together. So we're going to add our celery, our olives, our carrots. You could add red onion to this. You could add marinated artichoke hearts, whatever you would like. Now I'm just going to add some goat cheese to this. I'm just breaking it into little pieces with my hands. Again, use whatever kind of cheese you want. Add tomatoes to this. I'm going to give you a hint. You're going to add half the dressing now and then half the dressing before you serve it. Why? Because the pasta will absorb it. You want to leave a little extra to put on just before you serve. And that way they'll get that beautiful, delicious punch of flavor. So I'm going to add about a half a cup of dressing to start with. And I'm going to give it a really good stir. I added a little bit more cheese, and I am going to sprinkle in just a little bit of red onion. Why do they call this red onion? It's actually purple onion. I mean, I think anyway. Now let's give that another mix. There we go. It's just beautiful. I'm going to remove my brother's girlfriend's portion, and then I will add the meat to the rest. Now we're going to add the salami. This is going to add so much flavor too. We're going to put this into the refrigerator to chill overnight, which is exactly what you want to do. Let this chill before you serve it so all those flavors can come together. Right before serving, like I said, add to taste more of your dressing, whichever dressing you prefer. This would even make it an amazing lunch or dinner completely on its own. This is one great warm weather meal. The great thing about that salad is you clean out the fridge. You use the bits and pieces left over that are in your refrigerator to make that pasta salad. Anything can go in this. Any kind of dressing. Start with your base, which is that 1 pound of pasta. Cook it in the morning while it's cool. Like I said, add a little bit of olive oil so it doesn't stick together. Pop it in the fridge, let it cool down completely, and then put your salad together. That's all the cooking you need to do for the day. It is a complete meal. We did use it as a side, but it's a win-win. Now I'm going to take you out to the garden. We're going to show you how to correctly harvest basil. By doing this, you're never going to allow your basil to flower. And that is the trick to a plant that produces basil all summer long. And then we're going to show you a fresh corn salad that uses some of that delicious basil. So let's get into the garden. So we need a little basil for one of our salads inside, and I want to show you how to correctly cut your basil so it will continue to produce and produce. You don't want your basil to ever have time to flower. Do you see this little leaf and this little leaf? What we want to do is cut right above those two little leaves, because now what will happen is they will become the bigger leaves, and it will never have time to flower, and it will get bushier and bushier. We're going to do this side as well. See those two little leaves here? We're going to cut right above them, just like that. Now look at how much basil I just cut off, and you want to keep doing this. And what will happen now, you see these little leaves? Now they're going to become the dominant leaf, and then we will continue to cut and have basil for a very long time. So we took the basil leaves inside and I washed them. We don't use any pesticides, but you never know if there's a little buggy hanging out in there. Then what I did is just stack the leaves one on top of another, and I rolled them like this. And then I very carefully just cut them into little strips like this. If you don't have fresh basil, by all means you can use dried basil, but just remember dried basil is going to be much stronger. And that's all you have to do. Here's another great warm weather salad. I think we think of warm weather salads sometimes as heavy mayo-based salads, and they don't always have to be that way. Remember the corn that Paul and I froze the other day? Well, we defrosted that, put it into boiling water for about 2 minutes, pulled it out, and we have 4 cups of delicious corn now. I took 3 tomatoes and we roughly chopped them, half of an English cucumber, so that's a nice amount of cucumber. It's about a cup there, if not a little more. And then our basil. And we're going to add these ingredients to the corn. This corn salad is so refreshing. It's just something different. This would make a beautiful meal with some crusty bread on the side. Delicious. All right, so we're going to gently mix this all together. I always encourage you, really good extra virgin olive oil. It just is healthy and it tastes so good. So we're going to add 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And then I'm using a balsamic vinaigrette, but you can use whatever kind of vinegar you enjoy. This is going to turn it a really fun kind of purple color, but I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons and then I will taste it. I don't want the vinegar to overpower the fresh taste either. I am going to add just a tiny bit of salt and some freshly cracked black pepper. You can add whatever kind of seasonings you want. You want to keep this simple so the freshness of the veggies and the corn really come through. And that's all there is to it. Refrigerate the salad until ready to serve so the flavors can blend. The corn salad can stand on its own again. It really can. We used it as a side salad. It was a huge hit. Everyone loved it. What's so great, again, is that one just takes a little olive oil and some vinegar. But if you have bottle dressing you need to use up, use it. Mix and match. Be creative. The base of that starts with the 4 cups of corn. If you were to buy that corn salad at the deli, probably be about $5 to $6 a pound. So think of how much a bag of frozen corn is, or how much corn you can get off these fresh cobs that are going to be coming into season now. So another win. For the grand finale of our post-Memorial Day party, we are going to put together a double chocolate trifle, which I have to say, major fail on my part. It came out fine. It is beyond decadent and delicious. But this was an error in judgment on my part. So, and I'm sure you guys want to see it, right? Let's turn the camera around, get into the kitchen one more time. This may not look like much, but oh my goodness. This is a double chocolate trifle recipe. All you need to do is make a regular chocolate cake mix. And that's what I did. And I made it ahead of time and froze it. I pulled it out now. And it's absolutely perfect. You can use any kind of chocolate cake mix. I think this was a dark chocolate one, and you can see it looks rich and delicious. A 3.9 ounce box of instant pudding chocolate, half a cup of Paul's super strong coffee, but any kind of coffee will work, and some heavy whipping cream. That is it. The most expensive item was the whipping cream, but for a special occasion, believe me, this will knock it out of the park. So let's get to work. We are going to put 2 cups of heavy cream in our mixer. I'm going to put this down and I am going to just whip it until we have whipped cream. Keep an eye on it because you know what happens if you whip cream too long, you're going to end up with butter and you don't want that. That's how you want your whipped cream. I didn't add sugar to it, and you'll see in a minute why not. So I emptied the package of instant pudding mix in the bowl, and I'm going to add 2 cups of milk. And with this instant pudding mix, all you have to do is whisk it for 2 minutes and then let it sit, and it will be set up in about 5 minutes or so after that. I whisked this for 2 minutes and you can see how thick it is already becoming. So now we're just gonna set that aside and let it continue to thicken. I'm gonna make my trifle in a clear bowl because I think it just looks beautiful. I used to have a trifle bowl, it broke, and I was gonna get another one, and then I'm like, why waste the money? We got this when we got married, how many years ago, and it works perfect. So first thing I'm gonna do is take half of the cake and I am going to just break it into pieces on the bottom of the bowl. Kind of crumble it, chunk it. It's gonna all come together at the end. I'm gonna take 1/4 cup of that coffee and I'm going to soak that chocolate cake in the coffee. So we're gonna have a mocha type taste now. The coffee will give so much depth and richness to the chocolate cake. So that's our first layer. To lighten up the pudding, I'm taking 1 cup, little over 1 cup of our whipped cream, and I'm going to fold it in to the pudding. This will just make it lighter. It will almost give it a mousse-like quality at this point. So I am just going to fold this in gently. We have our coffee-soaked chocolate cake. Now I'm going to take half of this pudding and I'm going to cover the chocolate cake with that pudding. Now we still have half of the whipped cream that we didn't add to the pudding. So I'm going to take half of this and make the next layer. And now we're going to take the rest of our cake, make the next layer, pour the remaining 1/4 cup of coffee over that as well. Now we're going to take the last of this chocolate pudding and cover the top with this as well. And now we're just going to put the top layer of cream very carefully. I had to send Paul to the store. What happened is this bowl is so much bigger than a trifle bowl. And I followed the recipe for a normal trifle bowl. Unfortunately, I ran out of whipped cream. You know, we keep it real here. I put it in this giant Pyrex. So you live and you learn. So Paul was gracious enough to run. Thank goodness the Acme store is less than a mile away from us. We were able to get some more whipping cream to cover the top layer. So I am going to take about a 1/2 cup now and just whip that into some plain whipped cream. So now we're going to put the correct amount of whipped cream on here and spread it nicely. I have some little chocolates left over for Christmas and I stick these in the freezer, and this is perfect now to grate on top. Yep, food's flying. Why shouldn't it be? You're in my kitchen. Okay, we're gonna do one more. Yeah, just watch your fingers. These things get real tiny real quick. This came out just beautiful. If you want to sub out Cool Whip for the whipped cream, you certainly can do that by all means. We have come to the part of the video where we get to spend time with our family. So many of you enjoy watching my brother Sam, and he puts on a great show for you all. He really does. He showed up with Krispy Kreme donuts at this party. Frugal, my brother is not. He's the most generous man you're ever going to meet. But frugal, not so much, but he enjoys life to the fullest in his way. So we are going to take you to this party now. We're going to have them all taste test our double chocolate trifles, see what they think, see if anyone can figure out there was coffee in the recipe, and just share a minute of the day with you. So we're going to turn the camera around and we're going to get outside and do a little celebrating. All right, let's see what we got here. Here's the trifle. So I'm going to do our usual test taste of the family. And yes, my brother Sam is here for those of you who look forward to seeing him. So we're going to go around the table and see what they think. All right, we're going to start with my niece. There is a secret ingredient. You all know what I put in this, and I want to see if they can identify it. So go ahead, Nat, take a taste.
Chocolate cake, chocolate pudding.
Okay.
It's delicious.
Is it good?
It's not sweet at all. I'm surprised because I really thought that the chocolate cake would be overpowering, but it's not. It's very light and fluffy, and it's not overly sweet at all.
That's the trick I said, not to add any powdered sugar or any sweetener to the whipped cream because you don't need it. So that's a thumbs up, babe. And this beautiful lady right here. All right, give it a taste. See if you can identify that ingredient.
Yeah, but it's really smooth. It's really good.
Yay.
I think a little coffee.
She guessed it. Yep, the cake is soaked in black coffee.
It gives it a nice round flavor. It's good, really good.
My brother Sam, go ahead.
Well, it tastes very good. It's chocolatey, like a chocolate paradise. But I like the cream. It's marshmallow. Did you put marshmallow in that?
No, I didn't actually. It's just pure heavy whipped cream.
Well, it is thick like marshmallow. And it is a joy to eat. I love it. It is very tasty. Thank you. And have a good day.
All right, you all see why he's everyone's favorite, okay? How is it?
It's delicious. I have no idea what's in it.
You were there with me.
Oh, I was? Yeah, no, I still don't know what it is.
All right, here's the other brother. He just had oral surgery, so he's feeling a little slow. How was it? He finished it.
It was very good.
My brother Sam bought Krispy Kreme donuts. You all in the South may take these for granted, but here up north, there is no such thing as a Krispy Kreme unless you guys generously ship them up to our supermarkets. And my brother found them, which is awesome.
Hello, everybody. When I was in the service down in Savannah, Georgia, Fort Stewart, and the Savannah Airfield, Krispy Kreme was the donut of choice. Now, you may think Dunkin' runs or America runs on Dunkin'. Well, that's their coffee. It's not their donuts. These are the best donuts ever created under God's sweet heaven. I swear, they are wonderful. Buy some today. They are great. Thank you.
No.
And have a good day.
No, this was not a promotional video. I am not getting paid by Krispy Kreme, though. Hey, Krispy Kreme,
They're great, though.
If you're out there, we'd love to partner with you. Oh, my goodness. Now, my other sister-in-law, who is actually from Italy, made homemade zeppoles. She made some cinnamon and she made some plain sugar. They are little bites of fried dough that pretty much taste like heaven. I don't know what to tell you about him. Is he too funny? Thank you. Have a nice day. He's just too much, but we love him. And my other brother is like the polar opposite. He is really serious and very laid back and doesn't like to be in the spotlight. So it's funny how different the family can be. Now, I do have one more brother, and you all are going to get to meet him, hopefully, in this Friday's video. So stay tuned for that. The question of the day is, what do you serve when you have people over in the summertime for a barbecue? Do you keep it down to one meat? Do you make a ton of sides and people bring meat? How do you run an economical and frugal barbecue at your home? Please share that with us. We would love to know. If you have a special salad recipe, let us know that. But how do you all entertain in the summer to keep the costs low? And making your own salads has got to be the first foremost tip to save yourself some money. And also cutting back on how much meat you serve. And now a special shout out to Deborah, Esther, Tux and Finn's mom, and Chris for finding last week's blooper in the video. If you look at it here, you're going to see the tablespoon change into a teaspoon because I had measured the wrong amount out in the blink of an eye. I had asked you at the end of the video to find that blooper and send it in to me. You guys are really observant. Don't forget, Tuesday's Viewer's Choice or Challenge video. Send your ideas to frugalmoneysaver@gmail.com if you have an idea or a theme you would like us to consider to make a Tuesday video about. These have been going along so well. You all seem to enjoy them. The ideas keep coming in. Please do not leave them in the comments section below. Please don't. Please send them to our Gmail address, frugalmoneysaver@gmail.com. We thank you for sharing this time with us. We hope this video was encouraging. We hope you got some good ideas on how to save a little money when you're out there having a little party this summer or a small gathering. If you have not subscribed, please click that little button down below and become part of our Frugal family. Also, if you could give this a thumbs up, we would so appreciate it. It really helps us in the world of YouTube to get our videos out there and to let people know we're here on YouTube. And those thumbs up help so much. So thank you for that. At the end of the video, stay tuned, because after our post-Memorial Day party, the next day, my nephew Sam and his beautiful wife Victoria stopped by, and we got to share all the leftovers from our post-memorial party. It was the very next day they came by, which was just a blessing. They spent the day with us. So we ask you to stay safe. We ask you to be well. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, be well.